Hello there, YouTube viewers. This is Brother Daniel. I'm doing another vlog today about a situation that happened. But the title of this video is going to be Pine Bluff is a police state. But really, Pine Bluff, we're a small area and everything like that. Really, what's going on here is different than what's going on in the nation. Primarily why I wanted to do this video. Book of Revelation, chapter 13. Talks about, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bondage, through a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for the number of a man, and his number is 666. So basically, the Antichrist is talking about the end times. Says this: the end times Antichrist will have enough power and authority to be able to basically track everything you buy or sell, and you won't be able to buy or sell anything without having this mark in your right hand or your forehead, and that it'll be so controlled that, just like a police state, just like George Orwell's 1984. And the point of this video is I believe that that's the direction we're heading in. And I had my bump in with a police state here yesterday, where I got this lovely piece of paper, my warning notice. I'm a bad person. Ooh. Driving to the store yesterday, went up Bryant Street, turned right. Then usually I always go. I went into the parking lot to try to make it so I could, my basic intent was because it would save me time just to go to their parking lot and then get out on the road. People pull out of that parking lot all the time when they get done shopping there, so I didn't think anything of it. Come to find out, in the state of Arkansas, there is actually a law against that. And apparently, I got the one cop that is, gonna be by the book. But anyway. See, and I was basically told this time I was only going to get a warning, but next time I get a ticket for pulling into a parking lot. At any rate, I got pulled over. This whole thing, I think, took about 30 to 45 minutes, something like that, probably about 30, 35 minutes. See, all this time wasted on me, a little old guy going to the store, minding his own business. Well, in Pine Bluff, we all know that we have a serious crime problem. I mean, you got all kind of crazy things going on here. You turn on the news, and they're talking about shootings down here at this club down here, Seven Gables or something like that. I mean, all kind of bad stuff going on here in Pine Bluff, but the police are worried about this kind of stupid stuff. What a waste of tax money. What a waste of taxpayer money right here. I pulled in a parking lot. I didn't run a stop sign. I didn't run a stoplight. I didn't run out in the middle of traffic. Didn't do anything crazy like it. I wasn't drinking or anything. Didn't do anything wrong other than pull into a parking lot. And apparently there's some obscure statute here, which she quotes it on here. Let's see here. 27-51-104.B.2. So if anybody can look that up for me, maybe you can comment on this video, let me know what that is. But welcome to the police state right here. This is what the cops are focused. They're harassing hard-working, decent citizens for such horrendous crimes as pulling into a parking lot. I mean, why can't they go out and find some real criminals? They got plenty of real criminals in Pine Bluff. Why can't they go out and try to actually keep us safe here and actually take care of the violent crime? But no, they're worried about people pulling into a parking lot. Now, I will give the officer credit who was involved with this. They were very professional, very polite about it, and, But I'm just deeply concerned that when we got police harassing people for stuff like this, when we got real actual crimes going on in other parts of the city, it just seems to me it's a waste of taxpayer money. These kind of regulations are ridiculous. It just criminalizes, normal, just small things that you never even think about being illegal. It's like everything in America nowadays, everything's got to be illegal. Or, they just make a criminal out of everybody. And I have deep concerns about the constitutionality of this, but it goes to show, though, that's what we're going to in America now. You notice now the police, here in Pine Bluff, they started doing these checkpoints, and they're doing it all over the country, where the police will stop you, and they will say, show me your papers, please. Just like Nazi Germany or Soviet Russia. People don't even realize the history of what's going on. History repeating itself. Where you must show your papers, that warrantless And they're doing warrantless searches and seizures. They're doing illegal detainments and stuff like that, detaining people illegally. And I called the city to complain about it, and they're like, well, the Supreme Court said, well, the Supreme Court could be wrong. They're human beings. They put their pants on the same way I do, one leg at a time, okay? And they're wrong on this. They could be wrong. And I'm just, call me crazy. I'm just saying in the states, just because the Supreme Court says something don't make it right, don't mean the states have to abide by it. You know, we the people actually decide what's constitutional or not. You know, we the people. The Constitution was a contract between we the people and you and the United States government. If the United States government can decide, or if they have the sole authority to decide when they're breaking the contract, they can basically give themselves whatever powers they want. That's not what the Founding Fathers wanted. It's called checks and balances. But, you know, right now we have a atmosphere of paranoia and fear because of our media and our government putting out lies and propaganda, so everybody's scared there's going to be a terrorist under every rock and behind every corner. And innocent Americans wind up suffering. And you got to, I think we got to decide, you want to live in a police state like this where you have no freedom? I like what Jesse Ventura said on his show one time. He quoted the Founding Father. You know, I'd much rather attend to the danger of having too much freedom than too little. You know, I'd much rather, you know, have to deal with the danger and be free than have them lock me up in a box, you know. Benjamin Franklin once said those that give up essential liberty for a little temporary security and safety are deserve neither and will lose both. So, wake up, America. This is Bible prophecy being fulfilled. It's going right into what the Bible said it would. You know, it's just basically they're setting up the infrastructure for the antichrist to come in and take over. It just goes to show how we're becoming a police state. You know, and how we, you know, we nobody ever says anything about it because, well, this is the way it goes. This is the way it's supposed to be. No, wait a minute. How are we supposed to be the freest nation in the world when you get people pulling you over for no reason like this for pulling into a parking lot? Okay? Oh, and by the way, your driver's license. There's another issue I can get into with that, too. That's the new national ID card. And see, it's pretty funny. We're supposed to be in a free country, but you have to get a license to be able to travel to take care of your personal life and your business. A license. So I have to wonder. You know what the word license means? It means permission or authority. So we have to get the government's permission before we can get out on the road. How is that free? Think about it. You got the government's demanding you get their permission to use the roads. Okay, that's not freedom. Far from it, dude. That's called government tyranny, dude. They're just basically reining in on you. And then the government has its agents, just like in the Declaration of Independence, that harass us and eat out our substance. But the American people sit back and do nothing. Right, this right here, loss of freedom. You know, while I do support law enforcement, as long as they're obeying the Constitution and actually serving a useful purpose, this kind of stuff right here is a waste of our taxpayer money. It's unconstitutional, and it's totally repugnant, and just you know, to any idea of a free society when they can basically. I mean, what are our state representatives thinking when they pass these ridiculous laws like this? Pulling into a parking lot? See, I like the old common laws, which we used to go by in America. It wasn't. See, the actual crime was if you cause physical harm to somebody or their property or whatever, that was a crime. As long as there was no harm done, there was no crime. I think that's what we need to go back to, because this kind of stuff is ridiculous. They're trying to legislate us to the ground here, people. Okay, and that's the way it's going. Unless the American people wake up, I mean, there's no hope. You know, and part of that awakening process is America turning back to God. Because I believe America is suffering judgment. I'm thinking the more that we have turned from God as a nation, the more freedom we have lost. You can see the fingerprints of Jesus on the door of our freedom, and He's closing it. The further and further we get away from God, the more He closes it. And that's why we have to turn back to God. See, God is the author of freedom and liberty. You see, when we believed that we were one nation under God, when Americans really believed in God and served God at one time, we understood that our freedom comes from God, not any government, not any man. It comes from God, and there's certain freedom that freedom that comes from God, man cannot take away or revoke. We understood this. But now that we've turned away from God, we've lost that idea. Now we're going into communism, which basically was a creation of your Illuminati, and I can go into the history of that. But suffice it to say, now we've exchanged our freedom and our liberty for a false sense of security. Seriously. You know, now we have armed